Trump caught in a lie about death rumors because he had fresh IV marks on his body. Here it is.
Something completely different, but about a big viral social media trend over the weekend. How did you find out over the weekend that you were dead? You see that?
No.
People didn't see it for a couple days. 1.3 million user engagements as of Saturday morning about your demise.
Really? I didn't see that. You know, I have heard it's sort of crazy, but last week I did numerous news conferences, all successful. They went very well, like this is going very well. And then I didn't do any for 2 days, and they said, there must be something wrong with him. Biden wouldn't do him for months. You wouldn't see him. And nobody ever said there was ever anything wrong with him, and we know he wasn't in the greatest of shape. No, I heard that.
Sir, here's the thing, Trump. You played this one wrong. We know good and damn well you saw those social media posts. Okay. We know typically you get your news from them. The irony is, the reason why people knew something was wrong is because you didn't say anything to the post about yourself that was shared hundreds of thousands of times, millions of views. But for some reason, you did not see that story in your news feed, even though you're Donald Trump. But you see the stories about a Gene commercial and opine on that. All right, let's get to it. This is a hell of a story. I'll put it up for a mass. According to Atlanta Black Star, President Donald Trump fumbling response to a question. It was basically like the Epstein thing, like sick who? Epstein who? All right, here it is. So about 1.3 million individuals had already seen it on at least one platform. The internet rumors over the weekend that Trump was actually dead or seriously ill, fueling even more speculation about his health overall. Although Trump used a White House event on Tuesday to announce that Space Command is being relocated from Colorado to Alabama, it was really about showing he was very much alive, even though he did not look healthy, some observers say. Quote, that was awkward, this ex-user observed. Quote, he said no, and then said he heard all about it 30 seconds later. A Threads user said, quote, it's because it's his natural habit. Deny, deny, deny. Another Threads user responded, Trump asked about the X hashtag Trump dead. He said he wasn't aware of it. So unlikely. Even so, he was alert and his speech was fluent, albeit rambling as usual. The best thing was the pained faces of J.D. Vance and others around him thinking, how much longer is he going on? Ex-user Edward Anthony Rain joked. Before I go to the obvious IV marks, can we go back to Trump and J.D. and look at how those guys are looking at Trump. Trump, I think you need to keep them in front of you, brother, instead of behind you. All right? Okay. Let's put it up. The evidence on camera. Trump's persistent health issues in recent months, no secret. He has had swollen ankles. They said not a big deal. It's because he hugs babies. Bruises, that's what they said. Bruises on his hands. I'm not laughing at the band. It's just we're in an SNL skit, everybody. That's where we are, okay? Let's just go with it. So he largely disappeared last week with no camera sightings at all. Still no explanation, by the way, no true explanation. And after Tuesday's event, social post zeroed in on Trump's right hand. Here we go. The one that was bruised recently. Quote, it looks like there is an IV tube under some fake skin. I don't think veins loop like that, end quote. Ryan Simmons stated on Threads. Marco Foster, Donald Trump's hand seen during his press conference today. Another one, Simmons Blazer. It looks like there is an IV tube under some fake skin. I don't think veins loop like that. All right, so in addition to the internet rumors, over the weekend, Trump had died, others are speculating that he has been very sick. In a phone interview on Tuesday morning, Trump mentioned how disappointed he is with Russian President Vladimir Putin, but more than Trump's frustration that he can't seem to broker a peace deal between Moscow and Ukraine. The audio of the Trump interview posted by conservative political pundit Scott Jennings was amplifying rumors about the president's bad health. Here's a portion of that phone interview.
I'm very disappointed in him. He and I always had a great relationship. I'm very disappointed. Thousands of people are dying. They're not Americans that are dying, but they're Russians and they're Ukrainians, and there's thousands, and it's a war that makes no sense. And it would have never started if I were president, and that's what bothers me even more, because the election was totally rigged, and it's a shame. We'll see what happens, but I'm very disappointed in President Putin. I can say that. And we'll be doing something to help people live.
Yeah, I don't think I need to provide commentary for that. Let's go ahead and go to the post, Midas Touch. Audio Trump posted by Scott Jennings, sounding a little rough here. He sounds like he has COVID. I can't keep up. At one point, he said COVID was real, and then, kind of not, almost, and now his new health secretary, they're back on the not as real thing again. Okay, there's nothing funny about a person passing to their next stage of evolution. That's the way I put it. And Donald Trump has been a significant voice of control, lies, and misinformation. That's the mark of the presidency that he has decided to embrace. And with that, why would anyone expect truth to come from the Oval Office as it relates to something so direct and personal as the care or the health of the commander-in-chief? And listen, let's be clear. J.D. Vance didn't sign up for this job because he simply is a Trump supporter. He's actually adverse to being a Trump supporter. There are many like that around him. But they are the ones enabling the lie. They are the ones enabling the continued fixation on narrative rather than substantive truth. They are the ones who are part of that system or the system overall. And we are the ones, you, many others, we are the light bringers. Light bringers are who? Those that bring you information, truth, wisdom. That's it. Dear brother, thoughts here?
So, Donald Trump I think it's pretty clear that obviously he has health issues that are hampering his ability just to be sharp as he was in 2016 or at the beginning of his term. And I don't personally believe that he really can go another 3 years with such a high stress position. I don't think it's unrealistic to think that we may see J.D. Vance step in. I don't know. I don't think anybody really knows what's going to happen in that regard. But I think one of the important takeaways is that Donald Trump is really in a tough spot. He's really in a difficult situation because on the one hand, he was able to avoid prison, but he's still facing it. And all of the issues with the economy, very real ones, in July, wholesale produce shot up 38%.
Yep.
And then, the price of coffee has gone up, eggs gone up, ground beef by over 10% each, all of these things that you can track. And then he just comes out post-stroke Trump. I'm just going to call him PST from now on. But, he comes out and he just says things like, we've gotten $17 trillion in investment since I passed the big, beautiful bill, which is ridiculous. It's not true. It doesn't even make sense that Americans spent $17 trillion in a couple of months.
Right.
We don't, I mean, just making things up that have not only that have no merit, but don't even make sense. He said in his press conference, he mentioned that we got $8 trillion in new tariff revenue, and tariffs at the end of the day are just a sales tax that people realize that they're paying. He said that we've gotten hundreds of thousands of new jobs. Meanwhile, at the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the new guys talking about not even releasing the jobs numbers in the coming months. So Donald Trump in this administration has so many fewer people around him in general who can keep the ship afloat.
Yeah.
And now he's got nothing but sycophants and losers and reality show stars and weirdos in his cabinet. And so the ship is just sinking really quickly. And I think that it's kind of enigmatic that his health is going down the drain as well, right along with it.
Yeah. And he's perpetuating the lie because, as he said, he loves those, he loves people who don't have education, poorly educated. Not talking about formal education. He wants you to not be informed, period. And that is why he continues to operate the way he does. He has disdain for those who follow him, in my opinion.